Hi, I'm Ethan. I love muzzleloading. I'm at the Rock Island Auction Company this week to take a look at some of the exquisite muzzleloaders they have in-house right now, and I have to say this is one of the nicest I've ever seen. What I have here is an exquisite German matchlock pistol, and when I say exquisite, I'm throwing out every other muzzleloader that I've called exquisite this week, and I am replacing it with this one. Rock Island writes, this incredible Wheellock pistol was likely meant as an artistic presentation piece rather than for actual use as a weapon, giving its extensive ornamentation, delicate mother-of-pearl inlays, and small caliber, but it is a functional firearm from the late 16th or early 17th century. Its decoration is attributed to the famous Master of Castles, who decorated a series of ornate Wheellock pistol stocks from 1590 to 1620 with bone, staghorn, and mother-of-pearl inlays that often included castle scenes. The design elements are consistent with the body of work attributed to this unknown artisan or group of artisans. The stock is what really sets this pistol apart. It is extensively inlaid with staghorn and bone, as well as mother and pearl, all engraved with a variety of intricate designs. The scene of a hunter firing his Wheellock long gun from the left stock flat is the most prominent, and the four castle estate scenes on the forend are particularly important given the attributed stockmaker's moniker. This muzzleloading pistol has traveled through some of the best collections of the 20th and 21st centuries, and it's not hard to see why. It is really more of an art piece than it is a muzzleloader. The inlays on this are just beautiful and are very reminiscent of some of the other German hunting pieces that you can see all throughout muzzleloading history. Over here on the side plate side of this muzzleloader, we see a German hunter firing his Wheellock rifle at some deer. We also have a deer resting, various home or estate scenes engraved in this mother of pearl here, as well as some hunting dogs chasing hares on either side of the pistol. It's just an overall a beautiful piece of muzzleloading artwork. Particularly the forestock here up around the nose cap is just beautiful. The engraving or scrimshaw work here is just fantastic. The patterns just flow with ease through each of their designated boxes here. It's the kind of work that you expect to see on like a Nimsky engraved Winchester. It's just super cool, super neat to see this on a muzzleloader. And you'll see these every now and then where a muzzleloader is just allowed to be a work of art. This is by no means the only one of its kind. Like Rock Island said, this is quite possibly the work of a group of masters or a single master that produced some of the highest quality work that we have ever seen, and this one just happens to be on a muzzleloader. The pommel as well is just incredibly decorated, and some really goofy looking masks dotted all the way through this piece, most notably here in front of the trigger guard where we have the largest of these faces. And this face is duplicated multiple times, and whoever duplicated these did it very well because it has the same kind of wonky feel across all the faces, which makes me think that they were all done by the same artist. You'll notice a lot of times with an engraver or an illustrator, they'll draw the same thing or the same lines in a similar way across different pieces, and that is really evident here. Around the trigger guard, we have more inlays featuring flowers and scrolls and this beautiful vine pattern running through the trigger guard. Comically to me, you see this piece and it's a beautiful work of art. And then we come to the trigger guard here. The trigger guard is set to the non-lock side here. It seems kind of odd to me to have a beautifully, fairly symmetric piece all the way around, including the patterns, the designs, the inlays, all matching across the board. Even like these dogs here in the forestock are in practically the same spot on either side of the stock. But then our trigger guard is off kilt a little bit. Very interesting choice here. The lock, it seems to be a pretty standard wheel lock from what we see out of these. There's some engraving in the usual places, and notably we have a border around the lock plate here. It's very worn, and it looks like there was some gold leaf set here at one time, but it is very, very worn. Much like with the larger Germanic wheel lock that we looked at earlier, there are almost no ramrod pipes here. Up here at the forend, there's an attached piece of bone or ivory acting as one alone ramrod pipe. The rest of the ramrod is held in the channel in a way by this bone or antler entry pipe here, but it is encased with the border around the bottom of the stock here. It's just it's a really beautiful piece. And like I said, more of an art piece than a muzzleloader, but in the end, it still is a muzzleloader, and it is all the more beautiful because of it. This is a fantastic piece of art history and of muzzleloading history. If you want to see more fantastic pictures of this, check out the Rock Island Auction Company's social media pages. They've been posting some beautiful photos of this alongside some armor from its original time period that really tells the whole tale of the era that this comes from. Nobody carries a firearm like this as their daily carry. This is totally representative of another time of arms making and of art making, and it's just a fantastic piece to hold. I'm Ethan, I love muzzleloading. If you want to learn more about this and any other kind of muzzleloading, I encourage you to visit ilovemuzzleloading.com. And like I said, check out the Rock Island Auction Company on all their social media pages. I know my friends Seth Isaacson and Joel Colander have been making some fantastic videos with these latest muzzleloaders here at Rock Island. You're not going to want to miss the art and the history shared in those videos. Check them out. We'll have a link in the description. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you next time.